All right. Hello and welcome back to the For the Badge podcast. It's been a good match week gone by, if I do say so myself. 8 points clear. You know we love it, but we will definitely get there. First of all, go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, get the notification bell on so you know when we got more episodes coming for you. And I like to start in chronological order. The Bully Shore continues to give us drama and things to discuss and talk about. We obviously love it. Um, what's with this hijacking? We'll start with the João Felix, who's been a target of Arsenal for a while, Man United for a while, and comes in to the Fulham game. And I thought he did well. I thought he actually played
I
well
thought he did well.
for
I thought he
57
played.
minutes.
Yep. It was a
Then that
lapse of
58th
judgment.
minute.
You called it. I mean, you hit the nail on the head when you sent us a text message and you said that was a striker's challenge.
Mm-hmm.
And that is what a striker's challenge textbook. If you look in the Webster's book dictionary right now, it's gonna have a picture of my man Felix doing that tackle. It's now updated. That's a striker's.
They've switched it. They've already
They
switched.
switched it. He's the newest one. That is the striker's challenge. But no, I thought he was a definite glue. He did a little bit of creation. He possessed the ball well. He had outlets. He had one major chance created. Like it's just a little bit. It was a little of a spark that we needed. But to your point about the hijacking, Mud Dog, I'll give you.
Yeah. Murph is true
Felix,
or 100%.
100% hijacking. Felix,
Oh, yeah.
you have to look at the relationship, and this is where it kind of gets all inflated and stuff. Like who you know, not what you know. Chelsea and Atletico Madrid have an amazing relationship when it comes to in and out, loaning, selling, getting players off your books, on your books. We've always had a decent relationship with Atletico Madrid, starting all the way back at like Felipe Luis. I mean, we picked him up on a dime because we needed a left back, and they gave us a good one cheap. And we tossed them
never
back
played.
strikers. Yeah, he played.
Then
He
he
played in
never
that
played.
Champions League.
Yeah, he did. That's true.
He had to.
Just trying not to play.
No, he tried not to play, but when my man Ivanovic, when my man Ivanovic is catching 8 yellow cards in the first group stage, like no, we're gonna need you there, bud. But Felix, I understand, but truly, Mud Dog is what I call him. That was a hijack. Todd Boehly looked at Barcelona and said, "You know what? They did all that to me. Who wants who right now?" And he's just going through, and he's like, "You know what? No, I'll give you 101 mil. I'll give you 105. Oh, you wanted 97 for him? I'll give you 98. Hey, bud, I'll give you 98. Like he's
8.5-year deal.
It's a
8.5-year deal.
Oh, it's an investment.
Did y'all watch? I know y'all watched the Palace game. I was watching Newcastle.
Oh,
Did
yeah.
you watch? Did it show like his unveiling at halftime?
Yes.
He's
I've
in the
heard
top
some.
stands.
I've heard
They
some
introduced
things.
him.
I've heard it was a real clown show. It's a real circus.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised, but I mean, I heard he had a well welcome. Based on some of the journalists I follow on Twitter, they were like, the crowd was excited to see him.
I was trying to risk not getting arrested down watching that game because I had to stream it on my phone. Let's just put it that way. Yeah.
Waiting for a knock on the door from the.
Right. But no, so I didn't get to see like halftime or anything. It cuts out and stuff. But no, we commanded the game. I felt like we controlled the game. It's Palace. We can't. I mean, again, like you said right before the pod started, it's Palace. They've played like this.
We gonna skip over the Fulham game now?
Yeah,
Wait a minute now.
No, we won't skip over Fulham. I would love to talk about Fulham.
I would want no, Lewis, you caught me because I'm not trying to talk about this Fulham game at all.
I don't mind talking
at all.
I don't mind talking about it.
Dog for a second. That's all that happened. Get to the Fulham game.
No. You caught me.
Hey man, if we got to talk about City United, we got to talk about Fulham.
I got to talk about losing to Fulham, going down 10 men. It did not help. Losing him on the field immediately did not help.
No, it did
Classy
not.
from your boy Willian though gets the goal, which was deserved by the way for Fulham.
Respected too, because that man literally tossed his hands up.
Yeah.
Respected the club. I'm pretty sure he would have got a standing ovation had he taken a lap just like Diego.
No, he did. He got taken off at the end of the game and got the standing ovation. But Patrick nailed it in the chat, I thought, when he said that. What's Azpilicueta doing? He has to know Willian's cutting back.
It's the only way he's going to score. It's sort of like when Robin would score for Bayern. It's like he's going on his left. You know he's going on his left.
But as the defender, he knows you know that. So he I don't know. It's hard because as the equation could have been like, yeah, exactly. It's the reverse psychology. It's like, oh no, I know Willian wants me to think he's cutting back. Yeah. But no, he's got to know. He played 7 years with him. He's
7 years, exactly.
Gotta know.
Every day he knew he was cutting back.
I give Fulham a lot of credit for being where they are and just the form they've been in. I mean, they've given a lot of the top tier teams, and I still consider Chelsea a top tier team. And they've given
Lewis.
them.
I do not right now. Thank you.
Well, I mean,
we got a mid-table manager with a mid-table team, but
we believe in
Lord, here we go.
But they get people to come in, so I mean, you can't be too mid-table if people want to come play for you.
Money talks, man. You can splash all the cash you want, but you're still shite.
Hey man, I remember QPR had money at a time. I remember a lot of teams had money and they didn't go there, so they're going to Chelsea. But I give Fulham a lot of credit for what they did. Even though it's a heck of a way to make a debut and your debutante way to get draped in red on the first one. But
he came from red. He came from red. He left in red.
With red,
he'll be forever red.
And Simeone would be absolutely proud of him.
He would
Simeone thing.
He would be. I bet you he texted him afterwards. It was like, that was beautiful.
The only time Simeone texted is, wow. And he Fox Felix to Fox, and he's like, good job.
Because then he won't play again until what, like February or something like that?
The whole time he was at Atletico, that's all my man wanted from Simeone was a good job. And he never got it until he caught that red.
For sure.
He was a proud papa. Good
job. And he's like, if you'd have just gave me that, I'd have never left, man.
Is that why they hijacked the Mud Dog deal?
Well, I think they needed more people up
Probably.
front. I think they need more people up front.
Shipping off. Boyley doesn't like Sterling. That's become major. And front office, again, that was
right now anyway. They're all on long-term injuries anyway.
So we have to have immediate fixes, which, I mean, everybody's calling it a Band-Aid. Jose said it best about buying. But I don't think $100 million. Right, I don't think $100 million. Yeah, if we want to make a temporary fix, we can spend $100 million on this guy. But that's not going to fix us long term. I don't think 8 years. That's such an investment to make in such a young player who plays in a league that is not this quality.
It was his Champions League goals that everybody's talking about. But if you go back and look, 2 of them were versus Celtic. No disrespect to Celtic.
No,
but they're not in the Champions League, man.
That was disrespect. It's all good. It was disrespect.
Celtic would be in League 2 or fighting relegation.
It's disrespect.
How many did Liverpool, who were terrible this season, drop on Celtic? How many did Madrid drop on Celtic in Scotland, bro? Okay, yeah. I'm not even going to...
They would be in the EPL, or they'd be in the Champions in England if they were incorporated.
Which is absolutely shade and disrespect, but it's all good.
You're right. No, 100%. You're right. I'm taking back what I said.
You know what, Jake? Just for that, I'm starting a new campaign. I'm taking Celtic all the way through the Champions League. I'm going to dog those boys just because of that. I'm taking 9-0s. Well,
I say this for Chelsea is that Fernandinho went to City and he bought himself out of the contract from the same team. And Fernandinho is likely a City legend. So I'm going to give you all credit because there's some good players that come out of there. And
the last
I think
guy
he'll
we
be
got
able to do
well. He played for 7 years for Chelsea and Willian.
Yeah, I think, they know what they're doing there. The Chelsea scouts have an eye.
It's them and what's the one everybody
the
Ajax.
Arsenal scouts have an eye.
Ajax. It's them and Ajax get rated for players. Yeah. Rated.
Yeah. They don't have to win anything.
Chelsea's after some guy from PSV now.
But one more point about that Fulham game.
Yeah.
Y'all could have edged that if he doesn't.
Yes.
I know I predicted that. And I know because I know they're strong at home but At the beginning of that second half, those first 15 minutes, I was doubting. I was worried about that prediction because I'm pretty sure. I mean, you said it. If he doesn't take the red, because immediately after the red, we're pinned back. You got deeper and deeper and deeper, and then it was just another Keppa gaff, really. And
Shaw, we need a keeper, bro.
but see, I think that's positive signs. If you want to find something, going into the Palace game, you want to find something positive. I think that but also I do think that Felix is not like he was having to do too much. But
Oh yeah.
we're not going to see that again for 3 games. So.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, it really felt like that there was some hope with Felix playing. I thought that he was somebody who he linked up really well with Havertz. He linked up well with Mount, and I know I mentioned this in our chat, but like those three were wanting to go forward, and they would play it to Dave Azpilicueta, and he'd want to play it backwards, and it's like it's just disjointed, And I understand that if Reese was there, it'd be totally different and all that, but I mean, it's just like, man,
Or
you got an attacking mindset here, but the guy that's coming up to throw crosses into the box, which we could talk about that all day because throw crosses in the box is also looking to play it backwards, and it's like, well, where's the attacking mindset?
It's coming. They getting healthy.
Yeah,
hopefully
it'll be there. There was some positivity in the next game, but we'll shove a couple of games in between that. Did y'all happen to watch the Villa Leeds game? We'll touch on.
I did not see that. I did not see that.
Friday was not a good day.
I feel bad for my man Jesse Marsh, the Leeds United States of America, man. They're like my second team, and they're in a bad way right now. They're just in a bad.
Everton's as shocking as it might say, Frankie G. Everton's my low key second team right now. Yeah,
but Villa were good, man. Villa came out real hot, got the goal. This almost for Leeds ain't gonna cut it. I'm telling you, they've been almost good for like 10 games now.
And see, that's my concern about Marsh becoming the next manager for the U.S. I don't know if it's good enough for that next step. And I know we won't talk about that, but I just know people have said, "Oh, let's get Jesse Marsh." I just don't know if he's the type of manager that you can go 3 months without working with him and have a week and then go play.
Yeah.
Looking at the table, it looks a little scary for them too, because that bottom 7 is separated by 2 points.
It's tight.
And so there's not a lot of room for error down there now.
We'll get to the crazy movers down there here in a second, actually. But the first game on Saturday, we'll have to go ahead and get into. We'll get into this.
Here we go. First question I want to ask: do you feel robbed, Lewis?
Oh, absolutely. I won't pretend. Like, the funny thing is when Pep put that lineup out, and I know people are like he was tinkering, but he put out the lineup that he normally starts. That was like the normal lineup. He played the starters that was most consistent from earlier in the season, and they played okay. They were ignoring Haaland a lot in the game, which was something that I think they were. They heard the whispers of everything is going through him, so they tried to play differently, and they did. And they get the goal or whatever when Grealish comes on, and they looked alive, because De Bruyne really early in the game looked disjointed. He looked kind of uninterested early, which was strange to me, but he looked a little uninterested. Right. And so they score, and I mean they looked dangerous going forward. Ederson made a couple of like head scratching errors, and you're like, what are you doing? But they seemed fine. But when that play happened, I'm cool with Rashford being on the. I'm glad he wasn't hurt. I prefer to play against a team's best instead of kind of not playing their best. But for them not to stop play when he was clearly not. People say, oh well, he didn't do this, that, and other. I mean, if that was in the box, you immediately stop the play. Like you immediately stop the play. So
100%.
So I mean, and so they're like, well, the defender did wrong. The defender was moved because you didn't call anything, and you want him to play through the whistle. There was no whistle,
Yep.
so he had to do that. That's the only reason he takes the position. And and I saw you guys sent that photo in the chat about if the player wasn't there. Regardless of that, I mean, if you know the game, the ball stopped there, which is why he played the way he did. Because if he barged into him, or if he ran him over, then he gets a card, right?
Then it's and
And he gets a card off an offside. So for him to be smart, he doesn't do that. And so Akanji was absolutely correct in what he did. And so when the referee who took the decision back without consulting VAR at all, it was because and the funny thing is in the chat, and that's the only time because I normally don't chat during City games. Like Rashford he touched the ball. Like he touched it right before so even if you say, oh, he didn't touch it. It was two reasons to call him offside.
If he's part of the play,
which he was,
or impedes the keeper, or if he's assumed as part of the play, you call offsides.
Period. And the game should stop.
He played the ball.
He
played the ball.
Which is the hard line rule. Which is the hard line rule. If you play the ball or touch the ball past the last defender off of your team's play, it's offsides. It'd be different if he was just standing next to De Gea and it's just, hey, buddy, and De Gea, tinks the ball off the line and he kicks it in. That's not offsides because it's a play from the other team. He's a forward man past the last defender who touched the ball on a play from his own team. That's offsides. In Little League, that's offsides. In the 3-year-old league, that your pastor coaches for intramural Sunday, that's offsides.
And so, and you got to think, like, he's basically shielding the ball the whole way. He stays and so you're like, what is he supposed to do? And so the thing that got me, and I was annoyed from that point forward and you could see the team was annoyed because after they called the offsides and Bruno immediately complained, which, I don't dislike anybody personally, but the way his antics after that goal was just ridiculous. And
Graham Potter is who I dislike personally.
But they was so funny because the referee came in, overturned the call, and the City players are completely baffled. Like it completely threw their whole mental off. So of course they were going to get scored on. Now I very seldom say, hey, you know what? That one thing will change it. Where City wasn't going to get scored on after that. They weren't because they were controlling possession. They lost. So I seldom would say it, but they lost the game because of that play. And so any criticism that Pep got is because the manager was thrown off. Like the manager's like, what is this? So now he doesn't know how to manage the team correctly because they're not calling stuff like blatant stuff.
So here's the thing. It's the same exact managerial situation Tuchel ended up against Conte in the no call in Tottenham. It is rattling. It is so blatant that even the players, the coaches, the fans, the organization, whoever's upstairs making the phone call, whoever's in his ear, it's so blatant that's all. Now it's hyper-focused. Oh my God, I can't believe that just happened. Oh my God, how did they not make this call? With everything we have in the game, with all the camera angles, all the tools used like VAR or side refs, or hey, let's consult what we're supposed to before we start overturning decisions. It's so blatant that it rattles the entire side because the other side's they're not gonna walk up. There's no sportsmanship in the game anymore. He's not gonna walk up like, nah, man, I was offsides. Yeah, nah, don't worry about it. Like,
but in addition to that, the restart was so fast after that.
Yep.
They're like, so you're not even gonna consult VAR? Like the restart was almost immediate. So I mean, how were the players supposed to focus on that at all? I mean, so at that point I was annoyed, and I'm like, I watched it. I watched it up until Bruno, I think, got shot by the sniper on the roof and he rolled around on the ground. And I was like, you know what? And again, he's always been like that. And if he was on my team, I'm not, I'm gonna be honest, I wouldn't like that. I'm not a big fan of that because that's soft. Like either win or don't, right? And so They won. I give it to him. And it's funny, my buddy who's a United fan, he was like, man, I don't know about that one. I'll take it, but I don't know about that one. So
they didn't win. They got the points.
They didn't.
They got the points, but they didn't win. I mean, you look at this. You dominated possession. You dominated the game. You played a Man City game where I think you really messed up in that game is not play. And it's already been addressed. It's already been addressed by the press. It's already been addressed by Pep. We didn't play to our strength enough where we should have fed the beast.
Yeah,
if we had fed the beast a little more, he might have been more involved. The scoreline is so what? They got a cheap goal. It'd still be 2-2. Who's so what? They still might be 3-2.
I think that invigorates the team. And we are the whole world already is looking at Arsenal and they're on super form and nobody's knocking them. So this was all about, just trying to keep pace. But at that point, the boys were like, you know what? F it. Champions League, man. In Champions League. And so it's just respect.
I want to actually run a stat against this game versus the rest of the season. I would almost bet, without doing any of the research, I would almost bet that this is Manchester City's lowest shot count to date in the Premier League thus far this season.
Yeah.
You had 5 shots, only 1 on target, which was Grealish's goal.
Yep.
That is, I've looked at stat lines for Man City. It's 12, 15, 20. Like, y'all rein in shots. You're constantly pressuring the goal, and here you have 5 and 1.
Well, Jake pointed something else out in the chat where he said, basically they marked out De Bruyne for most of the game. Bernardo had to play back, but Bernardo likes playing back there. But they basically marked out De Bruyne whenever he had the ball. It was in weird positions where he really couldn't do anything, and so. It addresses a problem. I think City will fix that. Is they have to address, hey, can you mark De Bruyne out the game? If you mark De Bruyne out, then you have to play Haaland. Like you can't do both. And so, I'll take I take it on the chin. I was annoyed all that day because of that. But hey, man, it's a game. They lost. United got points. I believe that'll be my phrase. They got points.
They got points.
And then you go forward from there. It didn't change anything about what the end of the season goal. There are a lot of games to play, and the one we want to win is still available.
Absolutely. There's one thing I wanted to point out that it's all getting overshadowed, the tactical nuance of this game. But once again, Pep kind of switches it up in the first half. Yes, he played the same personnel, but if you noticed, Walker and Cancelo were not doing the inverted thing at all.
Yeah.
It was very expansive. Maybe you were trying to play wide. And my note was that I think that Pep was not scared, but aware of how United play in transition, how quick Rashford is, and also like immediately right from the beginning of the game, they were coming at Cancelo. Trying to get in the space behind Cancelo because they know he was going to try to get forward, even in your wide kind of formation. And it looked like at the beginning of the second half that they reverted back to inverting, and Kyle Walker was doing the inverted thing a little bit more. And I thought, up until the clear and obvious cheating, that that y'all were just fine. Like you said, y'all figured out how to make up for that space that was indeed in behind the one that inverted, or whoever was inverting. And so I thought that kind of in the same vein as what you're saying is try to give it to Haaland because that's what you're good at. I mean, every time he's switched back in the second half, y'all have been a little bit better in these past couple of games. It was 0-0 to Chelsea at halftime in that Premier League game because y'all struggled with whatever it was you were trying to do, and then you came back to what's worked, and you won the game. And I think that's what should have happened on Saturday.
Same.
So why is Pep doing that?
I think he's afraid to be predictable.
Yeah, I think I think Jake is right on that. Jake's mentioned that before because, like, for example, when City lost to Chelsea, and this is the biggest one in the Champions League final, that was because he tinkered too much. So I think what his thing is, he's like, I'm gonna do it in every game, so then we can just go back to Old Faithful. So if we slap you around when I tinkered, cool, because we're gonna just go back to what we do anyways.
Do you think it has to do with, if you look at the substitution Man City makes and how they regroup back into this second half? I'm going to go back to what Man City does. Is it almost like the same question that we posed to Tuchel, where it was like, do you have to play this guy? Is it a locker room issue? Do I have to keep Grealish happy on the bench? Do I have to keep Mahrez happy on the bench in order to, or do I have to, and I'm not saying it's specifically those two guys. I'm just using those as an example. Is he tinkering enough to make sure that he incorporates everybody enough to where they feel involved enough not to cause issues?
I think that is, but I think the Grealish one, I'm being honest, the Grealish one, I really think comes down to money. I think they're like, we spent $100 on him.
$100 million.
He was
I
like,
feel the same way.
He was like, and last year, he's not better than Foden on the wing. He's actually not better than Mahrez on the wing. So you're like, we got to find a
He's
reason to stick
faster
him
than
in
Mahrez, but he's not better than Mahrez.
Yeah, because in form Mahrez
Is he fast?
better
I
than him.
mean, he's fast.
My man got up though on his header. I will say that.
He did.
Oh no.
Well, also the thing is that they're well, if we account for how much off the field investment City has put in him, they've used him as the face for a lot of things.
Yep.
And so if this guy is not on the field, then you're like, well, what are you doing? And
there's been a lot of community outreach ads and like progression
for him, with him,
and
he's the
promotion
face.
with Grealish. Yeah, exactly.
He's like the Manchester City version of
adult
David Beckham.
Yeah.
It's what we're trying to. It's why we keep Conor Gallagher around. He's pretty, so we just put him on commercials. We're like, hey, I hope this guy works out. Just
So here's the question. I've been seeing a whole lot of as you hear in some British circles, chest from these Man United fans out here talking about we're in the title race, title charge, blah blah blah.
I mean, technically they are. Technically,
I mean, sure, but not really.
They're in the title race for the Europa, not the damn league.
They're in fourth.
Barcelona's gonna handle them. Yeah,
Barcelona's gonna wax.
Yeah, they just beat Real Madrid. They won a trophy.
Well, now let's look at the top four. The top four is Arsenal, City, Newcastle, and they are in the same number of points as Newcastle with one less game. So that means they would pass them
to play. There's 60 points still available.
United is in the race, man. I mean, traditionally,
I'm
supposed to
Graham
hate them.
Potter's only going to gain 30% of those. So add what? Fucking 20 to ours.
20
so
points.
We'll
be at 48.
We'll be good. 20 more points, baby.
We'll be good.
We need.
But I mean, United is in the race, man. I mean, you don't have to like them, but mathematically they are in the race, and you just kind of have to let it be what it is, right?
I will say their home form is fantastic recently, and their value for most of those wins. The Old Trafford refs are undefeated. I'll continue to say
they are
that.
indeed.
Oh yes, indeed. And this coming out after the game. My bad. We got this one wrong. That is just ridiculous.
Unacceptable.
I'm telling you, the FA protects Liverpool and United.
It's absolutely ridiculous. But I do think that the same should be said to all these United fans that I'm saying about Arsenal is that, look, yeah, we're in a great way, but there's a long, long, long way to go. Don't get me wrong. I'm going to talk as much crap as I can. I'm going to love it and enjoy my time at the top. We've been in first place since week 3. It's been amazing, and I'm going to enjoy every second of it. But, I'm not going to count these chickens. That last 10-game streak, that's where we'll be. That's where it is for sure. Even if we lose, to City twice and it's back to like within 1 point, I'm not going to lose hope. I'm not going to say that, oh, we can't win. Yes, we're favorites.
Right.
We're favorites right
now. Absolutely your favorites.
100%. And I'm loving that. But
yeah, you're so much favorites. You're so much favorites. I did the unthinkable the other night. I actually did the Odegaard SBC on FIFA and put him in my starting lineup.
Duh.
Odegaard, because he got Player of the Month. He's left-footed.
Deserved
So I
it,
put him on the left central mid.
Bro.
He hit a banger for me last night. I'll send you the video.
You know what?
I'm telling you, Arsenal's flying high for me to put an Arsenal player on my damn FIFA squad. So I'm just letting you know your boy got some stat.
You know the
Me and
comparison
Jake-
I was going to make yesterday that you may like. Who's your favorite goal scoring center attacking midfielder of all time? Who's my man starting to look like? Old Lampard there for you.
Freaking Lampard. Yeah, no. Greatest. Hey, you take that back. The greatest.
No, I said
center
your
midfielding-
favorite.
No,
I
I
said
said
your
the greatest center midfielding scorer of all time. Frankie Lampard.
Hey, I mean, he needs something because what is going on in Everton is.
All right.
I mean, that's not
for
the
you tonight,
transition.
Lewis.
That's not the
two for you
transition.
tonight, Lewis.
That's not the
Segues are
transition,
weird.
though. That's not
Segues
the
are weird. We
transition,
can
though.
talk about it.
I was gonna make fun of Liverpool first, so I mean that's.
I'm all down
Let's
for
make
that.
fun of Liverpool first.
Hey,
I'm down for
hey,
that.
it's
actually.
Merseyside. It's Merseyside. We'll get to that one too. You want to do that one first? Yeah, we'll do that one first. I called it, man. I knew Brighton were gonna be too much.
Ooh, they're bad, man.
Wait,
Yeah, they
dude.
are.
Coming out.
And my man Danny Welbeck getting the third.
Oh wow.
I'm a fan. Danny plays for the badge, no matter where he's at.
Oh,
United,
no,
Arsenal, it don't matter.
yeah.
Yeah. Did y'all watch?
Liverpool is
Y'all
bad.
watch that one? Yeah, they're
Jesus,
bad.
they're bad.
Oh, I
man.
got to watch the extended highlights of the Brighton Liverpool game.
Yeah, I saw the highlights. They're
The
bad.
19-minute one on Peacock or whatever.
Yeah, they're bad, man. They're bad.
They're bad.
I didn't know Van Dijk
Liverpool's
was that
struggling.
important. I didn't know he was that important.
He's been bad.
Matip cannot defend, bro. I don't know who gave him a professional job.
Gomez is suspect back there too, bro. Like it's not good. It's not a good situation.
So you
Like,
mean
Remember they
Konate,
got
I can
Matip
understand.
on a
You're right.
free.
Konate played. You're right. Konate played. Not good.
Right.
You know
like
what happened to the narrative about the greatest fullbacks in the world? Where were they, man? Because Robertson and Trent Alexander-Arnold, they all of a sudden don't hear it anymore. I don't hear any of that hype or any.
Well, if Trent's not dropping dimes, he's nowhere to be found on the field.
But they got the
for
greatest
Trent.
fullbacks. But I mean, they got the greatest fullbacks in the world, right? I mean, that's all you heard.
Is that like
Hey,
United with
we have
the greatest?
We have the greatest injured fullbacks in the world. Does that count for something?
Yes, you do.
Yeah,
Alexander Arnold is the Kai Havertz of Liverpool.
Holy, that's an insult.
Every now and again, he comes up with some absolute magic.
Godsend.
Crazy. Like, why are you not doing this week in and week out?
Right.
And it's like, bro, oh my God. And then you show up with a stinker the next 4 games.
Like it's Brighton. Brighton's done better with. I'm just gonna say Brighton's done better without Potter than they did with Potter.
Yo.
Again,
Yeah,
Anyways,
they have
that.
Brighton
aren't Celtic, bro.
Brighton showed up for this game. They took it to them. They took it to them early.
more Celtic shade. It's all good.
They got right. They got. I mean, Brighton commanded this game.
Nobody is safe this week.
Klopp should be embarrassed. Klopp should be embarrassed here because Brighton literally commanded this game.
And the funny thing is, you don't even hear excuses like there was the grass or the wind or the moon was in retrograde or whatever. None of that stuff.
Mercury's in retrograde.
None
so
of that
Klopp
stuff.
can lose.
They don't even listen to the excuses anymore because they're not even valid because they're getting smacked. And it's just weird because the other thing is that you expect them to be in the market. Because that Coutinho money, that lasted for 35,000 years, and now all of a sudden,
Barca didn't pay them anything for Coutinho. They still owe them the check, so they're hurting. They don't have any money.
I agree, but the narrative is that Liverpool never spends money, and the money they spend is always the Coutinho money. And so now I'm just looking for the reason of why they're bad, because they're bad.
Here's the thing, right? Like Liverpool, we have one glaring excuse, and I always get, I give Patrick hell for it whenever he brings it up because I don't like the excuse because we've had managers that played through it. We're injured. We have a whole starting lineup injured.
Exactly.
Liverpool is playing full strength squads with one man down, and they are
I don't
worse.
know, man.
They are worse.
Nunez is down. Jota's down.
Did you just say
they're holding
Nunez?
Nunez, really? Did
Yeah.
you just
You
say
didn't say
Nunez?
Nunez.
Did
How
you say
come you didn't
Noodles?
use him?
Did you say Noodles? Was that
I'm just listing off
Jake.
all of their forwards because
Jake.
they've got like
So
5,
let's
6, 7,
so
8
take away the
Gakpo,
goals. Take
Salah.
away the goals per game Nunez puts in there, and what difference does that make? Let's just do the goals. How many goals are they losing?
How many
with
goals does
Zero.
Salah? How many goals does Mo Salad Bowl have this season? He's having a
Salad Bowl.
season. Come on,
Then
man.
Then he's got that Gakpo dressing that can just
Noodles,
pour on it
Noodles
now.
has 9 goals in all competitions. He's scored 9 times. Can you believe that? How many has Mo Salah scored? Like, no one's doing anything over there. So
I
of
think
course I'm gonna.
Thiago might have more goals than Mo Salad.
My
Gakpo,
favorite-
Best player in the
he's
world.
supposed to be this huge sought after guy. He didn't. He was anonymous, completely. You didn't even hear his name in the commentary. Come
It's
on.
like subbing in Aubameyang in the 13th minute and just not letting him touch the
Oh,
ball.
I got something for Aubameyang. I got something about Aubameyang for you.
Yeah, we'll
this would
keep
be
it. We'll
great.
keep it. We'll keep
After
it.
the Fulham game, did you see him laughing and cutting up and carrying on with old Bert Leno?
Oh,
Yeah, plant.
Plant.
Straight tree. Straight tree.
$12 million plant.
He's a plant.
We traded our washing machine for him, man. We don't even have clean clothes because of that man.
Xavi Hernandez and Mikel Arteta are just cackling, just laughing as hard as they can that y'all bought.
I definitely felt like Liverpool should have been embarrassed in this game. They fouled to get out of pressure a lot. They gave up easy possession mistakes. It was disconjointed was the probably I think you said it whenever you were making your little rant. Disconjointed was the best way to describe this. Gakpo's nowhere to be found. There's no gel. There's no cohesive movement between the two. Defensively, the breakdowns were atrocious.
You're right. Why has Thiago been so bad? When he was at Bayern, he was a menace.
A menace.
What happened?
And I'll say it again. I think it 100%. And I feel bad for Klopp. I think it's 100% that team does not have a leader.
Wasn't he the
They don't
greatest
have a
holding mid
leader,
in the world?
but aren't they getting older too? I mean, Thiago's getting up there in age, and you got Henderson. Shoot, who else? I'm blanking, y'all.
Old. Fabinho's old.
Fabinho
cannot be that. Yeah, he's not that young.
I mean, Salah was young.
Matchup plays like he's 45. Salad's 30.
Yeah.
He's wilted lettuce.
But I mean, I think we talk about the 7-year Klopp, what is
This
it?
is it.
Crisis or whatever. I mean, this is it. And I will say this though, I find this funny. He's going after Chelsea right now by saying, "Well, we can't fix it we're not going to try to fix it through the transfer market."
Of course not. Because they're poor. Because Liverpool's always poor. Because the Coutinho money ran out.
They're cash poor, right? They should have sold Virgil van Dijk for $100 million last season and then just been done with it.
Yeah, Klopp's always thrown up some weird. I'm not gonna say excuses, but
right.
They are excuses.
He's
Don't give him mercy. You came straight at Celtic. You got to come straight.
You got to come straight at Liverpool too, man. Keep it simple. Yeah,
straight up. Mercury's in retrograde. It's a boatload of excuses.
The wind blew all the cash out the window, so they can't be in the transfer market.
I left my iPad back in Liverpool, and we had no idea what we were doing today. I'm sorry, guys. Like that's a Klopp excuse. You're like, what did he just say? And the media never gets on to Jurgen Klopp. They're like, oh yeah, Klopp.
They love it.
Stupid stuff. Yeah, hey, it's fine.
He smiles.
Some assassins from Everton stole my pin.
By the way, Liverpool may no longer be cash poor because a Qatari company is ready to buy them.
Of course.
Oh, of course.
And then oil money will be okay, right?
I wish I had
oil
money. Yeah, exactly. Oil money will be fine at that point.
Money. Jesus, that's how Roman got shot. I wish I had oil money. Are you kidding me?
Y'all had it for a while.
They did.
Well, now we got banking money. Now we got stock trades,
investment money.
Y'all got you got something going on over there. Yeah, great.
Clear Lake is not a good company. Like, this is the problem. Like, y'all thought Roman was bad. Like, at least Roman was a person. He was like a singularity bad.
Roman was
owned by a corporate.
Roman
we're owned by now a corporate. Now we have hundreds of bad people running the club. I would much rather go back to one cutthroat mafia member than hundreds of greedy bastards, not just one.
Oh my god.
Dude, we had the
That's-
KGB running our
I
club. at one
loved the
point.
I will
Hey.
forever miss the Roman era. But anyway,
Speaking of greedy bastards,
speaking of greedy,
at least according to all the Everton fans, you know, I don't know if y'all saw about the controversy with the board and all that, how they weren't allowed to go to the game, but they didn't want to be at this game either. Anyway, to be honest,
No.
straight Green Street hooligan the board. Like, you can't do that.
Well, I'm just saying, Lewis is
Didn't it-
called the Southampton Resurgence. He knew it was coming.
I did see that.
James Ward Scouts with the no, that's mean. Apparently, that's not a nice thing to say.
Well, the reason Southampton is getting good is because they have to build up their coffers so Liverpool can buy all the players from them again so they can be good, because it's all
You know
about
what?
Liverpool.
If we're gonna start snatching players out of either one of these two squads, Todd Boehly. I am only gonna say this one time. Buy Jordan Pickford. Buy Jordan Pickford.
Yeah.
He plays for the badge. He plays for the club. He's
Y'all.
better than Kepa. He's better than Mendy.
Not
Buy
many
Jordan
people
Pickford.
wouldn't be
Rip
better
him
than
out of-
Kepa at
rip
this
him
point.
out.
No,
of
that would
So,
be a
is-
monster pickup for y'all.
Is Chelsea trying to have the 3 highest costing keepers in the world? Because you're going to get the English tax on
We're
top of that.
offloading Mendy in the summer. He's
Yeah.
done. Kepa's a
Send him
toss-up.
out
I don't
the
think
door at the fire
anyone.
station.
I don't think anyone or their mother would buy Kepa. I just don't.
They shouldn't.
Madrid
should.
was like, "Oh, hey, you sold us Eden Hazard, who turned into the Hamburglar. Guess what we're gonna do to you? We sold you Kepa, who can't even stop a kitten rolling
Dude,
on its ass
Kepa,
to the
no.
goal."
Kepa was with
That was during the Courtois deal. We got him from
But
Madrid.
but yeah, he wasn't from Madrid. He was from some other Spanish team.
Nah, Kepa as Kepa was from Madrid.
You
Hold on,
sure?
let me look.
I'm like
Say his
I'm
last
going to follow it.
Azrila Bagala.
Hold on.
Aretha Bagala.
I'm
Ariza
going to tell you.
Bagala.
He was at Bilbao.
Yeah, Bilbao. Yeah, he was at Atletico.
He was on loan
Bilbao.
there, but he was on loan.
Oh, he
there.
was.
No, hold on. So he was at Atletico Bilbao. Then he went on loan multiple times away from there. But no, he was from Bilbao. Yes, he was.
He's from
Yeah, that's what I
Bilbao,
thought. He was from
actually, yeah.
Bilbao.
No,
Yeah.
you're right.
Well, not
Yeah.
even old Larissa Balaga could stop these James Ward-Prowse laser.
I know, my man.
Man, that dude, this guy, don't give him a free kick. Like, good grief.
Well, I saw some weird stat. This was a year ago or so that he's like the best free kick taker in the Premier League. Like
Only David Beckham has more.
Yeah, exactly.
What?
Yeah.
Only David Beckham has scored more Premier League free
Straight
kicks.
Yeah,
specialist.
he scored some bangers too now.
Straight
More
specialist.
Oh my God! Like, dude, go back and look at this one. This winner
Pickford didn't even move. Did
not even flinch. He's just like,
Did
yep.
my man really do the Happy Gilmore celebration? Are you
Yep.
kidding
Oh, no,
me?
that's what he does.
Bro,
The goals he scores, he does the golf thing. Yeah.
my man, straight ode to Bale right here. Just straight.
That's what he does. I've seen him do it a bunch. Like every
Awesome.
time.
Oh, I love it.
So he goes to Liverpool next year.
Oh yeah, of course, most definitely.
Goes to
So they
Liverpool
have
next year.
another attacker. Sure, Liverpool's just going to field 11 forwards, and you know what? They're just going to send it.
I actually don't think that would be a bad pickup for Liverpool, but
No, it wouldn't.
it's
I'd
bad.
take him right now at Chelsea. At least we'd have a chance to score on goal.
Yeah. But it's sad days for your boy Frankie Lampard.
Oh, relegation battle again.
Bad.
Mhm.
It's bad news,
Bad.
man. Their home form is atrocious. It's
That's
not.
Which is sad because Everton is
But they can go to
notoriously
City.
known. Everton's
They can go to
notoriously
City.
known for having a decent home defense, like protecting Everton. Like they've been known for that.
I think all the hoopla and whatnot around the club itself is affecting the team.
Yeah.
I mean, how can it not at this point?
Yeah, I mean, they're protesting and the board can't even come to the game.
The fact that they could be
Yeah.
the best team in the Merseyside and they just choose to pass on that is confusing to me, though.
Yeah.
You can be above Liverpool, and they're like, nope, we want Liverpool to stay above us.
I'm telling you, it's just reflex. It's an old Roman plant. You know, Abramovich is like, you know what, Lampard, go take care of Everton. I know they're not much, but we'll keep them down. You just keep them
We'll
down.
keep them down. We'll keep them down.
So Frankie's just loyal. That's all it is. He's just loyal.
Now, he's loyal, but how does Brendan Rodgers still have a job, man?
How does Brendan Rodgers still have a job?
Might be my weekly
Question of the season.
That's
Question
I
of
don't know
the
how.
season. How do you lose to not actually?
He and Roberto Martinez must have the same agent because there's no way.
He's got dirt.
Wizard.
He's got to
gotta
have
have
some
dirt,
dirt
yeah.
on some Leicester board members or whatever's going on. He's got dirt. Like,
They're awful. They're terrible.
that man.
They're terrible. They are so
Teflon
bad.
Rodgers is what this man now is. He's nothing sticking to my man. Nothing.
Like I legit have not been able to watch 90 minutes of Leicester since they hosted Manchester City. That was the most disgusting thing I've ever seen in a professional sports team. So I just haven't been able to actually watch myself. How do you lose to Forest?
Hey, it was at Forest.
Hey. We almost lost to Forest, so I can't
It
really
was
say
at
anything in this
Forest.
game.
And it was
that
just, and I
Forest?
was asking the same thing. Oh my God, how? Like,
Because Forest plays differently at home.
man, not for nothing, but they're on 20 points. They're in 13th.
Yes, they
What
are.
is going on at the bottom of this table? Forest
Wow.
13.
Everything is going on.
It's
Everything
Wow.
is going on.
like, and it's not like Forest are good or
No.
work in this game.
I think the
No,
intention
they're-
of the league this year is to say, well, if we're going to make the top boring and just let Arsenal run away, let's make the bottom interesting.
Let's say the bottom is the relegation battle is just going to be epic.
Yeah, it will be. I mean, we got a good taste of it this weekend.
Oh, it's gonna come down to the last day. It is not. It's not gonna be like solidified. It's it's going to come down to the. And I'm talking about maybe all three teams. It's not gonna be like, oh yeah, we have a bottom one. These two are up for. I think it's gonna be all three can flip on the last day.
There's gonna be total riots on the
close.
last day. It's gonna be beautiful.
Speaking of managers who are on a survival bid right now, straight treading water somehow. How is David Moyes not in some trouble, man?
He should be. He should
Yeah, I
be.
saw something the other day about potential replacements for him.
Bring back Big Sam.
Oh,
Yes!
Big Sam!
Big
Yes.
Well, they might be bringing him into Everton after Frankie gets. No. But I'm serious. Like West Ham were 8th, 7th, 8th last season. Were strong last season, and they're garbage this I mean, don't take away from Wolves' resurgence, and Wolves have improved at home every game. You know, my man Diego Costa just killing it.
Trying to get one. Just trying to get
He's
one.
back from his red card. He was back in this game menacing people and screaming at people.
Trying to get one.
Diego
Pulling on
Costa
people.
never got a straight red at
That's
Chelsea.
what he does. That's what he does.
Do you know that Diego Costa never got a straight red at Chelsea?
There's no way.
Never got a red.
No,
Never got a red.
For real?
That's a lie. I'm looking that up.
No,
Ever.
That's
Diego
true.
Costa
Then his
never
birth
got a red at
certificate
Chelsea.
is real too.
Felix
Felix cried 58
did
minutes.
more reds first game than Diego did all season. I'm telling you, it's crazy.
No way.
He's not lying. He's not lying. I saw
He's
that
never
stat
gotten
come
a
out of
red.
Chelsea. Never got a red at Chelsea.
Are you
Out
serious?
of all of the tomfoolery, all of the shenanigans, never caught a red.
Got a straight red.
Meanwhile, Fox Felix comes out and just kicks the guy wrong, and then just gets sent 3 games.
So he doesn't get a straight red, but I just looked up one where he's bit Gareth Barry to get the second yellow card.
There's no way he's never. What?
He never got a straight
red.
How has he not gotten a straight red?
Because my man's Diego Costa.
Diego Costa gets red card for headbutting Ben Mee. Straight Diego Costa gets red card for biting Gareth Barry. Like, oh, how? How?
Then you know what? Then X is right. It's Roman.
It's Roman.
It's Roman.
I miss Roman.
It's Roman. It's Roman.
Oh,
it's
man.
Roman.
Oh,
I can't.
God, man.
I did not know that. I'm. It's just like when they said he was 28 years old when he got there, and I was like,
No
28
way.
where?
No.
Where was he
Where?
28?
Where?
Hey, it's like in Bad News Bears where the
He's 30.
kid, where the grown man. It's like in Bad News Bears where the grown man hands the ref in crayon.
I am.
No, that wasn't Bad News
I
Bears. That
am
wasn't Bad News
12
Bears.
with
That
a
was
picture of him.
that was the
You're
bench
saying
warmers,
Bucks,
wasn't
I'm
it? I
12.
think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Was it?
No,
Was it?
Bad News Bears. Bad News Bears.
No, it wasn't Bad News Bears.
Yeah.
It was the
Bench
remake.
warmers? Hang on, no.
No.
Which one was it? Which one was it? Had the little robot with the nerd kids.
That was like bench
Bench
warmers.
warmers.
And yeah,
Yeah.
bench
that
warmers.
was
There it
bench
is.
warmers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So in
I
bench
He's
am
like,
warmers,
I'm
yeah.
11.
Yeah. He writes, I am 12.
And he's
Dude.
drinking tequila on the mound. It was great.
Yeah.
That's the same guy who made Diego Costa's birth certificate.
Yep, that's the same.
Got him
Diego
win the
28.
game. They get him wasted, so they win the game. They keep giving him beers, and
Yes.
Oh.
Yes. All
it looks
day,
like West Ham
yes.
had too many beers out there at
Yo,
Mullen.
to lose to the Foxes.
Well, I
watched
mean,
I
there.
watched this actually. I actually watched some of this. Wolves were in control.
Wolves have got some. They've got a system to them now.
Yeah, Raul Jimenez was big up top for them. He actually played the whole game, and which makes a huge difference, I think.
Well, and
Yeah.
it's. I mean, I think West Ham understands that Declan Rice is going to be their Philip Coutinho, so they'll be able to talk about their Declan Rice money for the
cashing in.
next 10
Yep.
years.
Somebody's gonna cash in, and you know who that's gonna be? Ty Boyley, baby. Buy Declan Rice, replace N'Golo Conte. Let's do this. Let's
Listen
go.
to this. Listen to this, man.
go.
Just buy everybody.
Buy
I mean,
everybody.
What is
Just
it?
buy 'em
FFP?
all.
FUP?
Fire sale.
Right?
Actually, we actually almost have to buy Declan Rice now because we are teetering on having too many international players.
Yep.
If Arsenal
Fofana.
says they're interested, Bowley's going after him.
Oh, we'll buy
Well,
Declan.
Fofana. No, seriously. The reason why Chelsea didn't play Fofana the other day, he was supposed to play, is because he can't be registered, and so they're
Yep.
probably going to loan him to Galatasaray.
We have too many international players. Yep.
Oh, that makes Declan Rice worth even so much more money.
He's going to be
it
like
does.
250
And
million
N'Golo's
now.
on an electric wheelchair. We signed him to a contract just to make nice, and we're like, all right, look, man, you're gonna sit the bench for the next 3 years, but you're gonna be with us. So
Oh my god.
Maybe he'll be the coach.
maybe N'Golo for manager. Yes,
Maybe
Lewis.
he'll be the
Yes.
coach.
I can
Putter
get
out
behind
and
that.
N'Golo in.
I can get
Putter
behind
out
that.
and N'Golo
He'll
in.
smile and everybody will be motivated because he
Who's
seems
gonna
like
be
the
mad at
nicest
the
dude in the
guy?
world. He's the
Who is
nicest dude in the
ever gonna
world.
tell
Well-
N'Golo Conte, the nicest person in the world, no?
No, exactly.
Speaking of huge gambles, Ivan Toney scores again.
Yo,
Home versus Bournemouth.
I bet he did.
I told you the bees were gonna win this. I told you the bees were
I
gonna
bet
win
that
this.
I bet that
I
he
picked-
probably
here's-
bet that he would score from a. Did y'all see this one? There's a little bit of
Here's-
controversy about this. He probably bet that he was going to score from the penalty spot because, for me, he's very clever here on this. I don't know if you saw this replay for the penalty that he won, but he's hooked my man's arm
Yeah,
and
in.
then pulls the defender
Yep.
with him.
It's the classic. It's the classic. Yeah, I'm grabbing you. You're coming with me. Oh yeah.
Got him.
Again, with
Got
all the camera angles, I don't know how this flies, but here I want to ask the group one quick
It's
question before
tough.
we
It's
get too
tough to
big.
see that. It's tough to see that.
Before we get too big into this one, I want to ask the group one question. What do you think the over/under is on Tony going free? Because I want to put a bet in on that.
No.
My man's still betting on games.
My man's still betting on games, still playing games. I'm betting on Ivan Tony. You know what? My man's a baller. I'm betting on him. Let it ride.
Well, his legal defense fee is being paid for by his games he plays.
Buy his
current gambling wins. Yeah. No, man, his days are numbered. It's unfortunate.
Really?
When he has to give something for this charge, give a response to this charge, they're gonna come down on him. It's not good.
Do you think
263 counts, my man. They're coming down on him.
Oh, they're gonna
Hey,
Do you
ban
think that's
him.
why
He'll
he
never be
didn't
able to
make
play
the
in the
England
FA.
team?
He'll never be able to play in the FA.
Well, I mean, you never say never because Mr. Mendy in Manchester was
He's not
supposed to,
guilty.
and he's not guilty of any of those charges.
He's not guilty.
He was guilty of being stupid for sure,
Not a good look.
but
a
not
good
guilty.
look.
Not a
And
good look.
so who knows?
Hey,
who knows?
where does Mindy even fit in that squad right now?
He fits on the bench
Hey,
at his house.
Right.
What is he?
What do you
What's
mean?
even his position? I don't even know because he never even played.
Well, he played left back, but he
back,
He
couldn't
was left
defend.
back, yeah.
He couldn't defend, so it didn't matter. But he's
He
staying at
played.
home.
He played Trent. He played Trent Arnold Alexander.
Yeah,
That's the position he played.
they're friends and brothers. Yeah,
That's the position he played.
minus the scandalous allegations. But you know what? That's what court is for. So
That's right.
I'm not going to say Tony is done because he's going to hire Mendy's lawyers.
There it is. Yo,
I'll bet on that
Meanwhile,
one.
I'll bet on that one.
There.
He's continuing to score goals. Brentford are continuing to roll. Like I said last time, man,
What do you
underestimate Brentford. I know Bournemouth are in the seventh.
What do you see happening to Brentford after Tony gets this ban?
He's not getting banned.
They'll be fine.
He's not getting banned.
Dude,
He's not getting
without Tony
banned.
last game. They played without Tony last game and were just fine. Dude, they'll be good. Yeah, they'll be good.
They know he's betting on them, so they're playing for him.
So they're playing.
They'll be just fine. But we'll move to Sunday, and the Blues finally get one. That's a much 3 points.
Derby. Let's go.
Against Palace.
I'm saving the best for last. I'm saving the best.
I'm telling you. I don't know how you become how you stay a Palace fan at this time. I watched that game and I'm like, dear God, they're terrible.
It's bad.
They're doing the man wrong.
I feel bad for Vieira.
They're doing him wrong.
Bad.
If it wasn't for that goal he standing on his head for a couple shots, it could have been 2-3-0. But I will say Kepa had to make some nice saves too.
Kepa has a good game finally. Oh goodness, I know we were ragging on him a minute ago, but
right,
he showed up in this one.
It's funny though
because struggled on corners though. If you crowd him, he doesn't know what to do.
He can't read.
He's like 5'7". Of course he doesn't.
6'1".
He
can't read. But then he plays small.
He plays very small.
Right. He's not a big. He's not Anderson. He's not.
Well, no, because Ederson is the same height. I think Ederson's 6'2", so Kepa's about the same height as him.
Ederson's huge. Standing next to Allison, he's almost as big as Allison.
Kepa needs weight.
Yeah, dude. Kepa's small.
Kepa's tiny.
He's small.
Yeah.
If he's not small, he gives the impression he's small.
Kepa's smaller than Manuel Ochoa. Like he's tiny.
He's tiny.
Oh, speaking of Ochoa, did you see he gave up 8 goals yesterday?
Memo.
8.
This is not Mexico, my friend. This is
not Mexico.
Ouch. Yeah.
Oof. But to this Palace game, I felt like it was we finally kind of had a game where we could dominate possession. We played a little bit of Chelsea football. We took a lot of touches. We took a lot of passes. It felt like a through and through cohesive movement. But again, it's very hard to say this, and I've said this about Graham Potter games in the past. This is Palace. Like, it should have been the same against Nottingham. Like, you tied. I would have not been shocked at a draw here if Kepa would not have, like you said, saved some of these. And it would have been easy to walk away out of here with a 1-1, just like we did at Nottingham. Even though we commanded the game, even though we had more shots, even though we had more passes. There's this lack of, and it's crazy with us this year. And I some of the fans are blaming Koulibaly for defensive breakdowns, and I see it. I mean, he's a little bit over the hill with him being next to Silva, who's also a little bit over the hill. But who are you going to choose?
Great in this
who
game.
Are you going to choose to be the? Silva was great this game, but who are you going to choose to be the scapegoat on the defensive front if you line these two players up? Silva has the track record. Silva has the love of his fans. He plays for the badge. He carries a name. You're never going to blame Thiago Silva when there's Koulibaly sitting next to him and go, okay, yeah, that's the issue. We're going to ship him off and hire or bring in a new center back. It's Palace. This game truly, and I told you, I'm securely in the camp. I'm a Chelsea fan through and through. I'm never going to, in the predictions table, I'm never going to try to bet against us. I truly don't see us taking more than 6 points or 5 points out of January. I just don't see it happening. This is nothing. This is not the spark or the, oh, hey, now we're going to turn it on and run forward and make a run at this. It's Palace. It's Palace. We had our chance to make this.
At this point, though.
It shouldn't be, but it is. If we had done this to Man City, if we'd have took points off City, sure. Then we can call it a high roll. Then we can say, hey, we might have turned a chapter. hey, we might be playing well, or
No,
Potter has it together.
Shouldn't you temper your expectations at this point? It's Palace,
Oh.
but y'all are in the mud.
No, because of how tight the table really is, Chelsea can make a run of this.
You just gotta. It is what it is at this point. Is what I'm saying.
You take that attitude here, and to your and everyone else's argument, that's 100% on Potter, and Chelsea can't do that. If we're gunning for fifth, we gun for fifth. If fifth is the best we can do, we take fifth. We hold our head high. We don't settle for 10th.
I think
because we don't have anything else. We don't have anything else to go on this season. I don't think we're going to take Borussia. When we did come in 10th, we won the Champions League. There was a focused ideal behind where we were going to be season versus champions. There's nothing now. Now we can only hang our hat on the fact that we placed X in the league, and it better not be double digits. If it is, Potter definitely deserves to go.
I think they'll use this to propel themselves against Liverpool. Liverpool is in an absolute shambles, and I think if you take this Crystal Palace game, which again, sometimes you fight through some of them, because a win is a win at the end of the day.
3 points, 3 points.
And so you use that. If you beat Liverpool at all, if it's convincing, it's even more. But if you beat them at all, I mean that's 6 points going forward after that Fulham game, and you're headed forward. Now you got your new signings able to play. I think that's the correct direction for them. So I think you take what you can get from this and go forward, and just understand you are who you are. You got old guys in the back. You got to protect them. And, I mean, was it pretty? No, but it was what they needed.
Right. I'd agree with that. And it was the first time I saw some players actually show up kind of, all right, hey, we really can't drop this one. Like, we can't drop this one.
Well, Havertz actually played pretty well.
Havertz played.
He's got to work on heading, though. I mean, he had a sitter that he absolutely missed.
That's
absolute sitter.
About Kai Havertz.
And Reece is going to be back, in 2 weeks, right? Is that right? Is that the time?
Supposed to, but again, I wouldn't play Reece in 2 weeks. I'd let him sit another month and just recoup. Like, we can't afford to lose him, obviously. We can't afford to lose Reece James. Bill Chilwell. And sell Alonso.
Well, I mean, if you look at where they are,
Cucurella needs to go. I'm sorry, he's gone. He's not a defender for me.
There's no way they sell him after what they just spent money on for.
Oh, I know.
They're going to do what City done with Grealish. He's not going anywhere.
Here's the issue, right? Here's the issue I have with Cucurella, right? And it's hindsight's 2020. If I could roll back the clock and I would go, hey, that moment in the Tottenham game where my man allowed himself just to get ripped by the back of the head completely to the ground, that's the type of player Cucurella really is, though. Like, that's not just a happenstance. That wasn't something that just like, oh, this bad thing happened to me. He physically either puts himself in positions that he cannot handle or gets manhandled in some of these positions that he puts himself defensively. Well, he's a tiny back, and he doesn't play offense good enough for me to actually succumb and be like, you know what? Yeah, let him run. Let him make a few runs. Because we had a guy who could play physical, who could make runs, and we gave him to Barcelona. We gave them.
Well,
it's front office.
If he was smart, he would have went to City. He would have been fine. But that was that was on him. And I'm not. The funny thing is he's struggling a bit at Chelsea. If he went to City, he would have been starting there. No, he would have been starting. No, he would have, because he would have fit the system.
He would have started.
City doesn't play the style he plays fits there. He would have fit.
He would be the opposite. He would be the opposite side of their back.
He would fit. He would be starting. And think about it. So he would even be inverting, and he would be protected, and he would be better.
I think it's really I think it's unfair for Cucurella right now, because it's been, hey, you're left back at Chelsea, and this is what left back does at Chelsea. This is the system that we've been ran. Sorry about it, but Ben Chilwell and Reece James got hurt, so now you actually have to be the side that makes the run, because you're the best we got. Like, I think he got thrust into. I don't think that was the original interpretation of bringing him in to play that role. I truly felt like he was a backup for Reece James or Chilwell, because they both have had some injury issues in the past.
He was a backup for $8 million. I don't know about that.
I do.
I don't know about that, but
does he start? Does he start over Chilwell? No.
Yes. Jesus. Yes.
No. No way.
Maybe I don't know enough about
Chelsea plays totally different with Ben Chilwell.
Does he start over
Totally
James?
different.
Which
No.
again just shows that he made a bad decision because he
Oh,
should
yeah.
have just went to City. He should have just went there. So
And I think
if
the
we
thing
talk
that
about
frustrates
stealing
me
players,
is that Potter has worked with him and he can't get him to work at Chelsea.
Right. He's
Like-
having issues. He's having
the
it showed in
personnel.
both. It showed
it's the personnel. He can't play around with those guys.
I don't think he can either.
But I will say this, and I don't want to put all this on Cuckoo because it's not. But every time I watch Chelsea, it becomes even more glaringly obvious how bad the midfield is. There is no link up. Even when you play Georgie, there's no link up whatsoever.
Georgie's not a link-up defender.
I know.
How did Kova do in the Palace game? I didn't watch, but Kovacic
He played late.
Fulham.
He played late.
Terrible versus Fulham.
He played late. Gallagher was great, but Palace also put a hit on him and tried to take him out as much as they could. Poor guy just took an absolute beating.
Yeah.
But it's just more and more glaringly obvious that the midfield, until it's fixed, Chelsea's going to be. I mean, it's literally a hole right now. I mean, that's what it is. You've got a attacking third, you've got a defense, and there's nothing that links it whatsoever.
Nothing.
And it's terrible. It's absolutely terrible.
Hey, but you got Mud Dog. You brought Mud Dog into
Now we do.
Hell yeah. No. Yeah.
Yeah.
What is Kai gonna do? Shift back to the cam and then mess up Mount because Mount has 3 people now to stand right next to him?
Let's be real. Let's have a come to Jesus about Mason Mount. They have yet to play him in the proper position. When they do play him in that forward attacking role, they're like, okay, stay in the left channel. Just you got to stay in this narrow area because we got a left back marauding in front of you. And we got
won us the Champions League
in front of you here, and we got another dude in the channel over here, and we got another guy because it's
100%. You know what won us the Champions League? Playing Mount as a CAM, pure through and through. Kevin De Bruyne, CAM. Let him connect and dots and be and protect. They just don't. They throw him into a corner. It's too many hands in the pot. I think.
Yeah. Well,
Well, I was going to say real quick. I got to give it up to Benoit. I don't want to say his last name. He looked good. He looked really good.
Badiashile.
He looked good. I will say, though, he is going to really challenge for that nonchalant award. My man is just as relaxed as possible. He's making a run, just like, dude. You're 21 years old. Chill out. Just play your position. That's all I ask.
I love it.
And then we ended the game with Koulibaly playing left back. That was awesome. Yeah. So
it was all in the plan.
Our back four was Dave, Thiago Silva, Benoit, and Koulibaly. You can't tell me that there's not an older group of back four in the whole Premier League.
Well, speaking of really strong finishes, the end of the Newcastle Fulham game was pretty interesting.
I saw the Mitro thing. Oh my god!
I've never seen anything like that, man. How do you I love Alexander Mitrovic. I'm a huge fan, but that's a gaffe right there. Take your pick on your word of horrifying mistake. I don't think I've ever done anything like that before.
Yo, no, I've never kicked the PK into myself.
Into my own foot. I mean, granted, he slipped, but I don't know, man. That Newcastle rain, that St. James's rain, man.
Literally, it's all the time there. I feel like that whole stadium is just under one big rain cloud.
They need to put a roof on that thing.
They kind of have a roof, but I mean, it's just for the fans. But
I watched this whole game. I watched. This is the one I watched instead of watching Chelsea. This was an absolute blood sport of a game, man. This was a brawl. Just oh god. And I thought that Fulham they should have won the game. Really. Honestly, I thought they were value. They got fouled 3 times during that PK play. So they had a PK twice during that same sequence of play. So it's definitely, if one wasn't, the second one was. If the second one wasn't, the first one was. So the penalty call, definite pin. How does he miss? I'm not over it. I'm not over how he's missed this. And then
Ivan Toney phoned into my boy Mitro and was like, "Yo, I got the score line on this one.
Yeah.
I need you to do some tomfoolery.
I need you to miss
I
this.
need you to do some tomfoolery to ruin this one for me because I
he
don't
gonna
have
split
you
it.
hitting a PK." Yeah.
They're
splitting it.
splitting the earnings.
Yeah, that's what he told him. He's like, "Yeah, I got 100 mil on this. You want to split it?"
But hey, if Manchester United are in this title race, as people are saying,
Newcastle absolutely is.
Newcastle most
Newcastle-
definitely.
Absolutely.
finding a way in the 89th minute. The Toon Army's
Ooh.
gonna love it that Isak is healthy. He's back, and he's on the end of this one. Another dude that you just can't believe he's from Norway or from Sweden. He's like, what? You see him and you're like, he's Swedish. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, he gets on the end of this one to win the game. Callum Wilson had a great game. Newcastle are for real, man.
Yeah, that's why.
I hope Guimaraes isn't like, it'd be bad if he's gone down, but he went out of this
Who,
one.
Bruno?
Bruno Guimaraes, he was in tears walking
That's
off
not
the
good.
field.
That's not good because he's like
He's a big part.
he's part of that spine. He's part of that spine. We were talking earlier about United fans saying, "Oh, we're in the race," and they are technically, but they're not consistent. This Newcastle team has been consistent all season.
Now
you know
will
what you're
have to
getting with
see.
them. Right now, it feels like United's just on a run.
That home run. It's the home form.
They could find something, but Newcastle's going to get tested with these cup games coming up because they got a lot of games coming up.
Yeah,
a lot to play for, right?
But they still don't have Europe to slow them down either.
Yeah,
No,
that's
true.
And they're out of FA, aren't they?
No,
right.
No.
They lost to
the Sheffield Wednesday.
Yeah, they're out of the FA Cup,
Yeah.
but they are in semifinals of Carabao, right? It's
Yeah, I think so.
EFL. They play Palace
or whoever
Yeah.
it is. But
Yeah.
yeah, they
No,
they're
I
gonna-
mean,
they're gonna
yeah. Southampton. My bad. Southampton.
they have yet to lose
Your boys.
at St. James, and they've only lost once all season.
Yeah.
To a 98th minute Liverpool madness goal. Just a ridiculous, one of them Anfield FA support goals. In the 99th minute and down at Anfield is the only game that Newcastle have lost this year.
The game should have ended on the 96, and Liverpool
It
gets
just
another
kept
3
going,
minutes.
yeah.
But speaking of title races, we've saved the best for last. London is officially red. North London, at least.
North London.
I'm not gonna get too crazy yet. Even
Calm
though
down
we're
now.
points clear
Nah,
at the top of the league here.
you got to puff your chest out, man. You got to say
Yo,
London.
for sure.
You got to say London.
Here's
puff your
my
chest out,
question before all of this. This should have been Saka's goal. The fact that they ruled this Hugo Lloris's own goal
That's
makes me kind of upset.
goal. No, don't get it twisted, my man.
Because he puts it on like
Rob Green howler, my friend.
he put the
This
original
was worse than Rob Green.
He put the original shot on frame. So when they deflects off the keeper.
You want to talk about throwing your chest out, Lewis? It hit Super Hugo right in his chest.
It does. But that constitutes Saka putting it on frame. That's a goal for me, not an own goal.
Yeah.
Now, even the Premier League knows how much of a shot is that they have given it to him. And I agree 100% because this is. I mean, maybe
he blasted that thing.
Maybe he's blasted it at him. Sure,
blasted that thing.
Like every keeper ever. Like when you're learning as a child and you don't do this.
Yeah, you don't do that.
You gotta
don't do that.
You gotta parry it.
You gotta come at it in a different. You can't let that. Yeah, you gotta attack that if it's blasted.
It should not get to your chest.
No.
It should never get to your chest.
But if you go back and actually look at the whole play, Lloris is the one that does it to himself in the first place. because he was under pressure and he passes it off to whoever they got playing back there these days.
They had Sarr back there.
Some no name. No, I think it was.
Right?
I don't remember. Anyway, Odegaard puts pressure on the ball. They play it back to Lloris, who has to clear it right to Saka, who just beat Sessegnon for like the 17th time that day, and and rips one.
Rips it.
So I mean, it was on him to begin with, but
Yeah.
This
Commanding game. Spurs played
a derby. Like this wasn't even like I was more up for it than Tottenham were.
Yeah. I will say this. I don't want to be the kiss of death because I feel like I have been lately, but what I saw from Arsenal was impressive.
Well,
I mean, it really was.
You said it too, Jake, before we even last week at the end of the pod when we were talking about the predictions and stuff for this game. You said the problem with Tottenham is that they'll give early goals or that they can't come back from early goals. And you said that the plus side for Arsenal is that we will beat them in the first half. We will score early goals and make them make up the ground. You said it. You called it to a T. Here you are. I think Saka gets the goal in the 14th. You can call it Reese's own goal, whatever. He blasted that thing into the goal. It was going to be his either way. Saka scores you one, and then you go into the 30th, somewhere around in there. Odegaard hits one, and Spurs are now on their heels, and Conte doesn't know how to change the game plan because he's stubborn about it. They're just going to play Spurs football.
They had no plan.
To be the hero. But
they had no plan whatsoever. All it was Kulicheski or whatever.
Kulicheski was their best.
Yeah, just crossing it in.
Well, Patrick, you called it earlier.
Kane almost got one though.
Well, Patrick called it earlier when Conte conceded the season, man. He said, it's over. It's over.
Hey, it's over.
It's over.
Music to my ears, man. But
well, I can't wait to see how the FA treats Arsenal against United. I can't wait to see how they treat them.
The shenanigans at the end of the game?
Yo.
Despicable from the Can you expect anything more from the Spurs fans, though?
No.
Dude,
it was Ramsdale, right? Yeah.
Dude tried to kick Ramsdale.
I mean,
and then of course, Richarlison did Richarlison things. So
and Xhaka, yo, your man Arteta had to run over and stop Xhaka from straight murdering a Spurs fan.
Arteta knows. He's chatting up Ramsdale. Good game, homie. You did great. 7 saves today. Killed it, man. I'm loving it. Hold up.
Takes off,
hey, I gotta go. There's
Arteta looked like he was in playing shape when he was chasing
took off. But that's what you want in a manager. You know who you're not going to see do that? You know who you're not going to see do that and stand up for his players? Graham Potter.
He's not going to run down. He's not going to run down the line. But yeah, Xhaka was going for blood. He knew
Xhaka was about to murder somebody. He's got to catch a ban. That was for sure.
But this was just an Odegaard masterclass, like straight up.
Yep.
It's good, man. He's really good.
Did y'all see
probably your best player this season?
8 goals.
When he won that foul right there at the top of the box, and they did a replay and they showed his feet, and my man's dancing. There's no way to put it. He is straight dancing.
Is he too old to be in the running for young player? Because I know Xhaka's gonna likely be up there.
Xhaka's like the oldest man on the team.
No, I mean Saka.
Saka.
Saka. Yeah.
Oh, Saka's young. He's like 23.
He's 23. He's young.
So is young player of the year up there for him? Because I think some of those Arsenal has some guys there.
Huge English talent.
I don't know, man. Saka's lighting it up as well. But the thing is, though, soccer gets the plaudits. The goal scorers in this world that we live in, the goal scorers get all the plaudits, all the celebrations, all the attention. But
it's the Luka Modric's of the world that get
Odegaard is running everything.
Oh, absolutely.
He's been great.
I will say though, I will say this. Arsenal is as good as they are because of Partey and Xhaka. I watched that whole game, and those dudes dominate.
I will say Partey had a really sloppy first half. By his standards now, because he's set such a huge standard, but he had some sloppy moments. If I'm gonna be nitpicky about the game, like that's about all I can say.
Casemiro wouldn't do that. Casemiro wouldn't do
Stop
that.
it.
He would
Stop
be.
it.
He is the
Stop it.
world's greatest
Mute.
I'm
CDM.
just saying. He's
Mute
the
this
greatest.
man. No, mute this man.
My man's
Stop
gonna
it.
get run on Sunday. My man's gonna get run ragged on Sunday. Yeah,
Stop
We'll
it. My
see.
man's gonna need.
Because
My man's
United
gonna
is
need.
my friend.
United is back in it. The FA is on top of this.
Yeah,
Arsenal
they
better
are
watch
this year.
out.
It's at the Emirates. It's not at Old Trafford. It's not at Old
Yeah,
Trafford.
not their refs.
Howard Webb is coming out of retirement for this one.
Matter of fact, I'm gonna hold on. Did they announce the referees for the game? I'm gonna look. Wait a minute, man.
It's gonna be Michael Oliver. It's
Of
gonna
course
be
we got
Michael
Oliver.
Oliver, dude.
We got Oliver.
He hates.
Oh, we got Oliver?
I thought we got Oliver.
Oh,
I don't know, man. I'm looking. Because I'm looking. I want to see who the
The
referee
refs
is.
have been announced. I thought we
And-
got Michael Oliver.
And that will determine everything for Arsenal.
Nah, man.
Everything.
All that
Better-
aside, though, we're flying right now. It's a good time to be an
Yes,
Arsenal fan, man. We completely before. I mean, even the bookies before this game, it was yesterday or Saturday. City were still favorite, and then we beat Tottenham away, and that's. I mean, we haven't done that. You know when the last time we beat Tottenham away?
Over a decade, right?
It's been 8 years. Mikel Arteta was in the team. The last we beat Tottenham away. So it was in 2014. Yeah, and Thomas Rosicky actually got the goal. There's a name.
Rosicky, I love him.
Little blast
He's awesome.
name for you. Yeah. So, but
Tore
I
the U.S. to shreds back in what 2010.
oh yeah, I definitely think going forward.
We got Oliver. Yeah.
Oh, you got Michael Oliver. Good.
He doesn't mind us like he
Yeah,
hates
I'm glad.
y'all.
I'm glad with that. But going forward, I think Arsenal do need something in the next 2 weeks. We need to sign somebody. I don't know. I don't know. There's no cover. There's no quality cover for Partey. If Partey goes down, it's a nightmare because
So who you gonna sign?
Sammy
Y'all gonna try
Lacon's
to sign Declan Rice?
not cutting it. Not till the summer. We're not even going to go after him till the summer.
Well, no, and I don't think. I think
Everybody's going after him in the summer.
It's looking like we're not going to do a thing. That's what it's looking like. We're not going to do anything. But
y'all can catch Georgie on a fire sale. We're gonna let him go for free.
I wouldn't.
He's going back to Italy.
I wouldn't give you our backup training cones for Georgia.
Oh my god!
Okay? You know how I rate Jorginho, and it's not.
do.
Go miss another penalty and get kicked out the World Cup.
Oh, he's never been the same since. I will say
Get
that.
out of here with Jorginho, man.
He's never been the same since.
Well, Lloris,
My man went from having an almost.
I'll sign and play in the midfield for Arsenal before Jorginho will.
My man went from having one of the greatest years ever by winning the Euro final and the Champions League final to please
Villain.
God play. I beg you, please.
They
Don't.
had that man as a candidate for the Ballon d'Or.
Right.
They did.
Because in that season, he deserved it. That Champions League run, he deserved it.
Yeah, he did.
Now, no.
Okay.
Georgie, ever since he missed that PK, I'm telling you, it was like literally they what's the movie?
How did this become a conversation about Jorginho? We're talking about Arsenal winning the title here, baby.
You're talking about backups for Partey, and I'm trying to ship one.
Let's
I'm trying to give you a great backup, aka Plant.
Some over the hill second rate. Let's get back to the point.
True.
Here.
Y'all got
I think that
y'all got Anthony Taylor as the ref for your game.
That's even worse. Oh god.
Yep.
That's
bald-headed
wannabe. That's who refereed the City game.
Yeah. He wants to be what was his name? What's the big
Done. It's done. That's a 3-0
Mike
loss.
Dean?
Mike Dean.
Over.
Yeah, it's the Mike Dean one.
Is it Mike
Use
Dean?
VAR. It's over. It's over.
Oh yeah, you're done. You're done. They're gonna cheat in front of your face.
That's a red card and a pen already. We're already
Red card, minute
They're gonna
2.
cheat in your face.
Oh, you kicked the ball off wrong.
It's
PK.
over already. No, but once again, I'm uber confident going into this game at home.
should be.
Yes, United are flying high, but
No,
we're
I
gonna
need
knock.
y'all to smack. I need you to smack United so hard here.
If you remember, Thomas Partey did not play in the only game we've lost in the league this season
United,
at
yeah.
Trafford.
So you're saying that he gets sent off in a phantom red card.
Yep.
Gotcha.
Yep.
Wow,
It's
that
the
hurts.
fix is in.
That hurts. Call Ivan Toney. Let him know. See what Ivan Toney knows about the game, and that's what'll happen. No.
Over under on red cards is over 1.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, I was about
Ivan
to say,
Toney's all over it.
let's call my bookie, the best bookie I've ever had, Ivan Toney, and let's see what's up.
I'd be shocked if we make the same mistakes we made in that game in this one.
No.
You know,
I think
that's what they're doing. That's what they did versus City. Played on the break. We know that's what it's going to be. Especially they do that at home. That's definitely what it's going to be. We're going to have a lot of ball again, and I think Arsenal's going to be just fine versus United. And the more we roll on, yes, we got 20 games, but we've been
every week.
so consistent. So
Y'all are
consistent.
straight wagon right now.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, and we're steamrolling right now. Absolute steam train.
And I
3 more
just saw a
months
fact
into
that I
United
want to give
will-
Arsenal some love because while I'm a City fan, I'm a football fan. Arsenal's front three only cost them £6 million, and they
Beautiful.
recorded 21 combined goals and 11 assists in
Good
25
job.
games.
We spent $100 million for 3 goals. Good job.
Yeah.
Shout out to Arsenal scouting team.
Yeah,
job.
Did their job.
Edu Gaspar, the guy who he was won trophies back in the day, 20-something odd years ago for Arsenal, and now he's the man running all that. And
Good job.
yeah, I back him. He's done some good business. He was responsible for Jesus, responsible for Zinchenko, who, quietly may be like the best signing that we had this
Don't you get
this in this past windows. Even I know Jesus is down and he gave a lot to the team, but Zinchenko in that game, they couldn't get near him.
Well, I mean, come on, you talk to a City guy. We know what Zinni is. We didn't want him to go.
Yeah. Of all the people that left when Holland came, I think that was a mistake.
Well, the issue they had was they couldn't guarantee him playing time, and he wanted playing time.
Yeah.
And I mean, imagine how it feels where Cancelo was playing. So you stuck a right back there to play over him, and he had been holding his own. So
he's definitely justified the start. He's definitely justified his time starting for Arsenal. That's for sure.
Do you think Smith Rowe gets his start against the United squad?
No.
Really?
He only got 5 minutes the other day.
Like just now healthy.
He's just not going to be a starter. Yes, last season he was keeping Martinelli out the team.
Right.
Not this season.
So if Jesus comes back, does he just slot right back in, or just in Keita? I'm telling you, you don't think so?
Takes the pitch all day. Yeah, you got to start Jesus.
Eddie's been great.
The workload Jesus is going to work for Arsenal on the field and beyond his own position is worth more than Nketiah.
I don't know. Eddie has been good. I'm not
He
going to
has been. I was impressed with him the other day.
We haven't missed a beat. 100%. We have not missed a beat. But
he's
he was a menace.
Quality.
You know what Jesus brings that no one else in the team does? The same thing that Zinchenko brings. They're winners. They're champions.
Yeah.
They're champions. They
that.
know what to do. They know how to do it. Eddie's still young. He said it himself. I'm still growing. I'm still getting better. I'm still learning. Jesus, Zinchenko, they've been with the big dogs. They've won the thing. They've won the whole thing. They know what it takes to win. Yeah, I think Jesus slots right back in immediately.
Yep, I do too.
100%.
My man's wearing Henri's number. There's some pressure there.
Yeah, I mean he's had that for 2 years though.
Yeah.
And no, he hasn't gotten a lot of time. And when he came in last season, he was good. But honestly, if you want to be real honest about it, we should have gotten fourth, and Eddie dropped the ball. Eddie had the chance to get us there. And yes, he was good at the end of last season, but he also cost it. He also cost us, that very last one. And so he's been good this season as well when called upon, for sure. He doesn't have the same presence. He doesn't have the same influence.
So you think Arsenal with Jesus is better than what Arsenal's been recently?
Yeah.
I don't think that either's influence is heavy enough to make that differentiation.
Detrimental to the team to make it that. Yeah.
I don't think that either is, because Jesus was good and influenced the team by his work rate and by his pressing and by going at people with the ball. Eddie's more of a run-in behind kind of player, and like we said earlier, like you said and like I've said, it's the midfield that's running this team.
Yep.
Running the show. Yes, we get the ball wide to Gabby and he's going at people. We get the ball wide to Saka and he's going at people. But it's always Odegaard. It's always Xhaka. It's always Partey. And so whether it's Eddie, whether it's Jesus, I mean, look at it. Think about it. Martinelli's got 7 goals. Saka's got 7 goals. Odegaard's got 8 goals. Xhaka's got 5 goals.
They're spreading the wealth. That's how you win the
Eddie
league.
had 5 goals. Partey has 4
That's how you win the league.
That's
You
exactly
spread
how
the
you
way.
win the
When
league.
anyone can score on you on any given break, that's how you win the league. Unless you have an absolute monster pouring in 30 goals, that's how you win the league.
So, that's why we haven't really missed Jesus that much, is because Eddie has, with his performance, given enough, and he's put in a couple of goals, but we're still bagging goals.
Yep.
I don't know, not for nothing, but 4 or 5 games ago, we were about 10 goals back in goal difference level.
Yep. Well, that Holland stopped scoring.
We're level on goal difference now.
Holland stopped scoring 18 per game, so that helps. Yeah.
But
it's killing my fantasy team.
I told y'all at the beginning of the season, every Premier League striker that's done
Don't count him out.
I know he started hot, but they all hit this big plateau. All the great ones. Drogba did it. Henry did it. Holland did it. Aguero did it. If they all hit this super trajectory and then it just plateaus for them.
I'm not fooled, man. I'm not fooled by this run of weirdness that City's going through right now. I'm not fooled by it. I'm really not. This is still Pep Guardiola.
You think it's smoke and mirrors?
You think Pep's doing it? You can talk shade at Kevin De Bruyne all you want for these past couple of performances that he's had. He's still an absolute machine. They still have what it takes to win the next 10 games without flinching. So 100%. I'm not counting Holland out. He's going to get at least 10 more if you ask me. Yep. So it's coming down. He's not going to score in London, in North the Emirates. And hopefully we can keep him to a minimum. Maybe we'll say 1 goal at home in that game. Okay, we'll give him 4-0. When in the FA Cup, because we don't want to let we'll let him score there. But no, he's don't sleep on Holland like he's about to finish where he's at right now.
Oh no, he won't. No, he won't.
Okay. They'll find it.
I don't know. Like what Arsenal is right now is what City should be, and there's something off about it.
It's the defense. I truly think it's their defense.
I'm gonna disagree with that for the reason that, and I started with the stat. City is only 4 points off what they did when they won the league. Arsenal is special this year, and I think taking away from Arsenal being special feels unfair to them. I mean,
that's respectable. Wow.
And because think about it, the only reason people can say, "Oh, well, City look bad," is because Arsenal looks good.
Because Arsenal looks so good.
Doing what they're doing, City would be top of the league, and nobody 100%. Would say anything.
100%.
So I think that Arsenal is so good, it's making it question City must be bad for Arsenal to be this good. No, Arsenal is that.
I don't think City's bad by any means.
No, I get what I'm talking about.
You look at the collective for City, and you're like, something's off.
Well, the something in my opinion would be this is a team that's going for their third straight league. That's hard.
Yeah.
It's straight up hard. How do you win the league 3 years in a row and not feel like this is just going through the motions? Like they literally are not playing at their best, and they're still at the top. They know they don't even have to play their best, and so at that point, it's kind of what Jake said. They're gonna turn it on, and they will. And I refuse to be fooled by that any Guardiola team just gives up at the middle of the season. They've done this almost every year where they just turn it on at the end. They were behind Arsenal. I mean, not Arsenal, Liverpool. They've been down 8 before, and now I'm not saying they're going to win the league. That would be beautiful, but these guys are going to turn it on. The World Cup really, really, really has played a significant influence. I mean, look at Hugo Lloris. He's not going to be starting in Tottenham in a few. And the reason I'm saying that is because they look so bad that they're going to start trying something new. And I'm calling that one. They're going to start trying something new because he's long in the tooth. He just retired from international football. And he's probably close to the end of his contract. And so you're going to start seeing that. Now, again, Arsenal, I think, was blessed by not having players in the World Cup for a long time. And they really kept their form. So they didn't lose a ton. I think Arsenal maintains it. And they'll I think they'll be able to do pretty well. Even if they lose the City twice, they're still there. And I think the league is still going to be something where City's going to play, and it's just finding consistency. I think a lot of those boys are really on. They want to win Champions League because what will it mean if City wins the league and lose Champions League again? It don't mean nothing.
It's the same.
Nothing.
It don't mean nothing to them.
Right.
Oh, we won the league. That's nice. You bought Haaland in. He scored 1,000 goals. You didn't win the game.
Yeah.
It won't matter. They already know what that feels like.
Yeah.
Who do y'all have in the Champions League next?
Hold on, I gotta look.
We have Borussia. I can't remember who y'all pulled.
It was one of the not the lesser profile teams.
I see.
We take everyone serious though.
But hang on,
Well, it was Champions League. It is
two top flights pulled each other, right? It was like Madrid, PSG, or something.
Yeah.
No, it was Bayern. It was Bayern and
I don't remember.
It was a big one. Bayern and PSG, maybe.
Leipzig.
It's a Champions League, man. You
Champions League game, huh?
They played Leipzig.
Oh, Leipzig.
Oh.
Okay. Oh, my man, Timo.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of the future, we do have a couple of games this week before our next episode. We'll go ahead and get a couple predictions in. I, for one, am going to go ahead and say I hate Crystal Palace. So I'm going to agree with Xavier. I got Man U with a 2-0 over Palace.
Man U 2-0. Yeah,
I got
sure all day.
Give me 3-0. Yeah, give me 3-0.
Burner.
Patrick, 3-0.
Yeah, I'm telling you, I watched that whole Palace game, and man, I don't.
It's bad.
It's bad. I mean, it's just really, really bad.
So Patrick's got a Rashford hat trick. What do you say, Lewis? What were I think I didn't hear what you said.
3-0, Man U.
He said
not a Rashford hat trick. You know, you got to throw in the greatest center defensive mid getting another goal.
Oh my gosh!
Let's see a Harry Maguire goal. Harry Maguire comes in, gets past the armband, and gets a legacy goal. No. Yeah, I just don't think Palace have anything.
Palace is going to get overran. They got overran by Chelsea.
Whether at home or whether away.
And half of us are in the hospital. So, yeah.
I know, right?
Do we think that Vieira's in trouble?
Yes, he is.
Yes, most definitely.
I feel bad for him.
They just do not look good. Like
City's gonna smash Spurs. If y'all just smash Spurs, City's gonna smash Spurs.
I got 2-1 for City because they've been leaking stupid goals, so I see a stupid goal coming. And Harry is.
I got 2-0 heading to City. I think they're gonna get.
Man, give me 3-1. I think City. I think City is gonna have to. There again, we were talking about City not falling off. But I think they're going to have to put in a performance, and here's a great opportunity to do it. Of course, Harry's going to find a way to score, and then it's just going to make everybody at City mad that he didn't inside with them.
I don't know.
I think it's 2-0.
After this performance here, versus Arsenal at home.
City's at home.
Yes, they
Yeah,
are.
I don't think they're gonna do anything at all. I don't think Kane's gonna score. I don't
Tottenham
think.
gets up for City, man.
You don't think
I
so?
got
I think
2-0.
it's 2-1.
No, here's the issue I have with this, right? We're not going to see anything different from the Spurs. Pep knows that. So even if he does experiment first half, if they come out and play like they did against Arsenal, City's going to punish
But
them.
did you notice that Harry Kane was having to do so much defense?
So much work.
He
Yeah,
showed
he
up in
was.
the box for a couple clearances a couple of times.
We talked
Like,
about it at the beginning of the season, though, Jake. We talked about it. We said how much Harry Kane's being a beast right now. He's been a monster. He's carrying Tottenham through. How much in this match congestion fixture can he work like that and still score a goal? He can't do both forever. He needs to either focus on scoring goals or coming back and helping or being that hold up. And he can't. He just can't. He's doing everything for that team, and I think it's taking a toll on him. I think we're seeing it.
Man, I think Spurs are finished. Uncle Chaz has he's checked out. That's what Lauren and I call Conte.
Yeah.
Every time you look at him, he just looks like
He
your Uncle
doesn't.
Chaz.
I love Conte. I love him.
I love
He's
Conte.
passionate, but
Yep.
you take away his fastball and he starts to struggle. And right now, everybody is just.
Spurs are awful right now. That was a terror. They did not show me anything. I'm
Terrible.
like, they did
They
not
had no
show up for the
plan
North
whatsoever
London
against y'all.
They didn't show up for the North London Derby. Okay, maybe they get up to play City, but City are going to beat them 3-0.
Better you're gonna beat him.
I went 3-1.
I have 2-0.
Yeah.
2-1. 2-1.
2-0.
Yep. I think that Holland's going to get mad like he did when they tried to kick him the other day. I think
100%.
that De Bruyne is gonna have a game he hasn't had one in a while. He's due. I think they're gonna hook up. But the question is, like, who starts? Does Grealish get back in?
Yeah, he's
Grealish
gonna
scored.
rotate.
I'd give him the start.
He's
I'd give
gonna
Grealish a
rotate.
start.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's gonna
He
rotate.
scored. He scored. I'd
Or
give him
does
the
he
I
start.
mean,
start on the other
do you
side?
start
I don't
Mahrez?
think Foden did much.
Yeah, they're gonna rotate.
So you think Grealish, Holland, and Mahrez?
I
Mahrez.
think.
What about Gundogan over Bernardo?
Yeah, he'll start too.
Really? Oh, really?
Yeah,
Other than that, I don't think it changes much.
Well, I mean,
You think Walker still plays on the inside?
I think they're gonna start Rico Lewis.
I could see
yeah,
that.
I can see that. Yeah. I mean, after watching Arsenal against Spurs, there's a ton of space for City to work with. Ton of space.
Not what you can give City either. Yeah.
And I mean, I could see Holland getting a brace.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
He needs one. Honestly, he needs
does.
one.
It does. My fantasy team needs it too.
As much as I would love to see, City stumble, there is a snowball's chance in hell that I'm gonna pick or cheer for Tottenham. So I definitely
Hey, a draw. We can just call this one a draw. 0-0 draw would be the best.
I'll take it. Sure,
I'll take it.
why not?
None of them get points.
When you're 8 points clear at the top of the table, you're not too concerned about
there it is.
What's
You told him
happening
to poke out
underneath
his
you?
chest and see what you did.
Not really
Lewis.
worried
Have
about
to.
You see what
What
you've done
the-
now?
You
done got him
should.
started.
You absolutely
what the
should.
common folk are doing down
Now we're
beneath.
gonna have to hear this for the rest of the season, Lewis. You should have kept my man humble.
Hey, now he got to do it.
X, if just imagine when we win this title.
Oh, you're gonna
You'll be
be
hearing it all next
I know.
season.
Oh, I know.
You'll be hearing it. You're gonna
I
hear it for a
know.
year until
I
I can no
know.
longer be called a champion.
I know. It's okay.
And
You
hey,
deserve it.
Right
You
now,
deserve it. You have stuck
the
through
same.
the dumpster fire of the dumpster fire, the landfill
It's only
movement.
been 18 years. It's only been 18
been.
years since we've won a title.
It's been a struggle.
Yeah, I'm reveling in it for sure.
Yeah, man.
Arsenal flying high. I'm really enjoying the podcast at the moment as well. We got plenty more coming for you.
Yes, sir.
With a couple of games. There's some FA Cup tomorrow. That Wolves Liverpool replay is tomorrow, so I might catch that as well.
Oh, that
play
could be
Cardiff on-
advantageous for Chelsea.
Couple of games that
I'm gonna call my
have-
boy Diego and get him to kick some people.
Hey.
Yeah, let's go, baby.
I'll stop.
Calling it in. Yeah, I gotta go. I'm gonna call Diego. I gotta.
Anyway, I think we'll go ahead and cut it right there. This has been the For the Badge podcast. Thanks for listening. Again, hit that like button. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Get the notifications bell on, all of that jazz. And yeah, we're looking good. Hope y'all have a wonderful evening. Thanks for listening.
Bye, guys. Oh man.